Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Smart Chef Success Stories by Chef Buddy. I'm Kritika Vij from Chef Buddy's marketing team. Smart Chef Success Stories is a weekly series where we invite a chef and understand from them how their food journey has been so far. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time tonight, this series is brought to you by Chef Buddy, a free app for home chefs, bakers, and food businesses anywhere in India. Now, if you all can hear me, please click on the like or the love buttons on your screen so that I know. It's been a very exciting times for us to bring to you these absolutely unique stories every week. We hope that you've also found these useful. If you've enjoyed watching the Smart Chef success stories, please let us know in the comments below. So, in our previous episodes, we've spoken to a home baker turned cloud kitchen owner, a home chef with daily changing menus, and a home chef who sells chutney poris and idli batters. Today, our guest chef Vijay Ganbote is a Pune-based home food caterer. She runs her kitchen called Vijay's Homely Food and has been doing that for the last 2.5 years. She's received a tremendous response from her neighbors and customers. She absolutely loves taking bulk orders and loves to serve the best of her delicacies to her customers. So let's hear from Vijay how her food journey started, what are the essentials of starting a home based catering service, and what has she been doing differently since the lockdown started. Welcome to Smart Chef Success Stories, Vijay. We hope you're
Hi,
doing well.
hi, Kritika. I'm doing well,
Hi.
thank you.
So, can we start by you telling us a little about yourself?
Yes, I'm from Mangalore, but born and brought up in Pune. I'm settled
Mhm.
in Pune. I'm married for last 23 years. My husband works for an engineering company, and I have
Okay.
one son, and he's in his final year graduation. I've worked with multinational companies for more than 21 years. I've completed
Wow.
my MBA
Okay.
Finance while I was working with a multinational company. But then while I was working, I had this passion of cooking. So every day I used to take
Right.
tiffin to office, and all my colleagues used to enjoy what I used to cook. So they used to
Right.
always encourage me, why don't you make this? Why don't you make that dish? And that's how I got passionate about cooking. So
All right.
that's all about me. And
All right.
I
So,
started my journey. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I
Yeah.
started
So,
my
please
journey when
carry
I
on.
left my job, and
Okay.
that's how I got into food business.
Right. So, interestingly, Vijay's food journey started at a wedding. Uh, Vijay, can you please tell us what happened at the wedding and what happened next?
Yes. Actually, a friend of mine was getting married, and she was from Goa. And we are such close friends that she requested me that can you come at least 1 or 2 days in advance so that you can help Mama in the kitchen because
Mhm.
my friend would be busy with other guests and the wedding preparations and things like that. So I
Right.
was at that point of time I was not working. I quit my job, and
Mhm.
so I said, okay, no problem. I'll be able to come over. So I went and I was with her mom, and then we decided, okay, every day there'll be the family members and there'll be guests who will be coming over to meet her, wish her, and all that. So we had to prepare food for at least 10 to 15 people every day.
Wow.
So it was
Okay.
right from breakfast to lunch to dinner and things like that.
Hmm.
So it was not me alone over there. It was my friend's mother. It was me, her sister, and her aunt, and all of us. And it was a typical Goan food. So
Okay.
there was a day when it was like how we have haldi in our Hindu tradition. The
Right.
Goans they have something called as rose. So on that day, we had prepared food at home. So I made
Hmm.
a special dish over there from with chicken. So they all really enjoyed it. So while we were
Okay.
just sitting at the desk for next day for breakfast, everybody started telling me that why don't you start something on your own, something like Vijay's Homely
Right.
Food or Vijay's Kitchen or something like that. So
Hmm.
I took it very lightly and I just kept it at that, because I did not have that inclination that okay I should start something on my own, because there was one a fear that I had was that I do not have any kind of experience in the hotel industry, or I do not have
Mm-hmm.
any background from the hotel industry. Secondly, I have not worked with any professionals or chefs or anybody. So will I be able to do
Okay.
it? So that was one hitch I always had. So I left it at that,
Mm-hmm.
and we enjoyed the wedding, and I came back from there. So, but then, it was something that triggered that, okay,
Yeah.
I should do something with what my friends have suggested. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me think over it. So I started thinking over it, and but I didn't know how to go about it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I used to visit those food stalls. I used to visit those exhibition stalls and all that. And I used to see women, doing it in such a way that, they used to cater to people, they used to cook over there and things like that. So I used to say, how do they manage? Probably they have some kind of a degree or some kind of a experience. That's why they're
Right.
able to do it. So I was just sitting and contemplating on should I take this up as a profession, or should I just do it as a hobby. So a friend
Mm-hmm.
visited me one day, and she just happened to mention to me that it was her brother's housewarming ceremony, and she was looking for somebody who could cater for breakfast for about 10 to 15 people over there. So I
Okay.
said, I just thought over it, and I said, uh, why don't you give me a chance? Let me give it a try, and maybe I will be able to do justice over there. So it was
Mm-hmm.
very hesitantly I said that to her, and she said, why not? Why not? You will
Yeah.
be giving us something which is cooked at home and something you are passionate about. So
Mm-hmm.
she just said, okay, you are going to do it. So I said, okay, let us finalize what I will be doing. So she asked me, what is it that you can do very easily? So I said, okay, I can make idlis, I can make vada, I can make sambar and chutney. So she said,
Right.
fantastic. That's a very filling dish, So we all will enjoy that. So I took it up and I said, okay, I will do it. Then I took my sister's help at that point of time. She came and
Okay.
helped me, and we prepared the dishes and all that, and we delivered on time. And they really enjoyed it. So that
Mm-hmm.
was my first experience of this business. So
Right.
evening she calls me and she said we all enjoyed the breakfast like anything. My mother, I mean her mother, her
Yeah.
brothers, everybody in the family, they enjoyed the breakfast, and the taste is still lingering on their tongue. So I was very
Yeah.
happy. Okay, I was successful in doing that. So that was my first
Right.
experience. So time passed, and I just kept it to that. But then I was still contemplating, okay, if I can do it for this kind of parties, small parties, why not tell people about this? But I did not know how to
Right.
go about it. So I just left
Mm-hmm.
it at that. So another friend of mine, I just met her, and I was telling her I want to do something. So she just said she's a Reiki grandmaster and has been practicing Reiki for many years, and she conducts classes, Reiki classes
Okay.
regularly. And that time she used to conduct that at her house, but there were about 10 to 12 people always. I mean, participants whom she was catering, buying stuff from outside and catering to them because she had to provide some kind of snacks during the class because it is a full day class.
Okay. Yeah.
So she said, since you just mentioned to me, why don't you cater for my classes? We'll
Right.
give it a thought, and I think you will be able to do it. So I was little hesitant. I said, should I do it or not? And then one fine day, she just called me one morning, and she said, today I have class, and will you be able to give some poha? Just plain poha. I don't want anything elaborate. You just make poha. It is about 12 people, and I want you to cater to them. So I said,
Right.
okay, no problem. So and that will be around 3 o'clock. So I had ample of time to take care of that. So I prepared poha in the afternoon. I went to deliver it. So she said, why don't you help me serve them? So
Right.
I helped her to serve. I made tea over there at her house because she's a friend of mine. I did that. So people were very happy and they enjoyed it. And then she introduced me to her participants, saying that this is
Mm-hmm.
Vijaya Ganbote and she is into catering business. So that's how I
Right.
started getting little popularity. So I said, okay, no problem. This is a forum where I'll get to meet people and people will get to know me. So
Absolutely.
again,
Yeah.
that was the beginning. These were the two orders that I did, and I again left it at that, because this used to happen on weekends. So she said, okay, on weekends when I have classes, I'll let you know. So I said, I don't know whether I'll be able to make so many dishes, because
Yeah.
uh, it is not the same thing I have to repeat. I have to make different items every time when you have classes,
That's true.
because
Yeah.
the kind of participants you'll have will be different. So she said, okay, well, then we'll decide what menu to give and all that. That we can decide
Mhm.
over a period of time.
Right.
So then I left it at that. I did not think over it too much. Then I was going for yoga classes, and over there, I told my yoga teacher that this is something I've started, and I'm looking forward to making it big. So she said, "Wow, that's a great idea. Why not? Why you should do it? Do something." So she started telling her students about me. She started
Right.
giving them my number. So from there, I got one lead. Elderly lady. She was also coming for
Mm-hmm.
yoga, but not in my batch. She used to come for another batch. So she called me and she said that I came to know that you've started a venture, and I would like to take some help from you. So she happened to mention to me that she's a chairperson of she's heading a senior citizen group in her
Okay.
area, and they conduct monthly meetings. So in these monthly meetings, they have other social activities, some entertainment activities, and all that, and they also serve them snacks. That is in the evening around 4 o'clock. So she said,
Okay.
"Will you be
Okay.
able to do it?" I said, "What is the number of people?" So she said about 120 to 130. Oh God, I was taken aback, and I said, "I don't know whether I'll be able to do it or not." I really got scared. So
Wow.
then I did not respond to her. Then she called me and she said, "Is it okay for you to give me some samples? Because I want
Okay.
to try what you make. I want to try it out. I
Yeah.
want to taste." So I said, okay, no problem. I did not have that in mind that she would, actually give me orders for such big number of people.
Right.
So that is how my journey began, and that is how I started meeting people. So,
Right.
so
So,
that I mean, the stepping stone was my friend's wedding, and somebody, my friends telling me that you should start something called as Viji's Homely Kitchen or Viji's Homely Food.
right. Right.
So that was my
That's
journey.
wonderful. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like you said, right, that you would go deliver food, meet with people there.
Mhm.
Besides this, did you have to make an extra effort to spread the word initially in your initial days? Did you have to do some sort of a marketing for yourself, for your kitchen?
Right.
Did you do anything like that, or was it largely word of mouth?
It was largely word of mouth, but as I said, this elderly lady who's having a senior citizen association, after she tasted my food, she again called me and she said that, Vijay, next month we have a meeting where we have people around 120 people, and I want you to cater to them because
Right.
I have liked the food that you've served. So you have given me for samples, and I've really liked it because the spice level, the
Hmm.
oil, and everything was just perfect. So I want you to take this up. So I said,
Yeah.
okay, I will give it a thought again, because that point I did not have any help. So she said,
Okay.
no, I want you to do it. So I said, okay, I will. She said, you have around 15 to 20 days to prepare and all that. I'm do all the
Yeah.
initial planning and all that. So I want you to do it. So I said, okay, no
Mhm.
problem. I took it up as a challenge, and then we finalized the menu. So she said, I'll make it a very simple menu. Let us keep it at idli chutney and tea, but you'll have to come and
Right.
serve over there. So I said, oh God,
Okay.
I'll have to serve. So I can't do everything all alone, cook as well as serve and all. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
I spoke to a friend of mine. I told her that this is something I've started and I want help. So
Hmm.
she immediately said, okay, Vijay, I would like to help you करके. So I said, okay. So I said, दोनों मिलके हम करेंगे and let us do it. Though she also
Right.
doesn't have any cooking experience or anything like that, and she doesn't, really enjoy cooking. But she's seen me
Okay.
doing it, and she used to always have that thing, कि, okay, Vijay, you can really cook very well and all that. I'll
Yeah.
come and help you. So I said, okay. But then I said, she's also asked me that I have to serve over there. So I need help. So she said, see, I don't have anybody who can help us.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my two sons, and your son is there. That is my son. And the three boys, and the two of us. So we'll be five of us, and let us do it, she said. I said, okay, that sounds great. So then
Yeah.
we did the purchases, and we planned the menu was already planned, but the concern over there was where to get the batter from, the idli batter from, because
Right.
making 200 if I count 240 idlis means I need at least 5 to 6 kgs of batter over there.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, I can't do this at home. I really can't do it. And she said, don't worry, we can buy it from outside. There is
Mm-hmm.
somebody whom I know who gives very good batter, so we can buy from them. So I said, okay. So we bought the batter. We bought the tea canister,
Okay.
which would carry 120 cups of tea, and we bought
Right.
all the serving cups and plates and everything. And the day came, we started making the idlis in the morning, and by 3 o'clock we were done. We made the chutney also at home, and we were done. And 4 o'clock we got ready, and we went over there. All of us we went over there, and
Okay.
it was a good experience. There, people saw me for the first time, and they
Mm-hmm.
started asking me, "Ki, aap naye ho idhar?" I said, yes. That time I came to know that this association was there for quite some time, and there was
Okay.
some who was serving them. So I said, okay, yes, I am new over here. So then people started taking my number. So
Okay.
I didn't have cards or any
Mm-hmm.
brochures or any pamphlets printed at that point of time. So I just scribbled my numbers and I gave it to them. So then they started asking me कि आप घर का खाना भी देते हैं क्या? So I said हाँ देती हूँ. I did not say no. I said देती हूँ.
Right.
What all do you give? So I said what all do you want? So they said आप पूरन पोली देते हैं क्या? I said देती हूँ but not right now.
Right.
Maybe from next month I'll start something.
Okay.
Uh, so I said that's how I started meeting people, and that's how I started telling people. People started getting to know veggies homely food, and
Right.
that was the marketing thing that I did. So
Right.
yeah,
So it would be right to say, right? It would be correct to say that initially you would meet your customers personally, have a one-to-one interaction with them, and then uh, someone liked the food, your initial, maybe your friend, and someone at the party liked it, somebody at the gathering, and they would approach you for the next order. And that's how
yeah,
it grew. That's where it grew from.
correct.
Right. So just out of curiosity, like what areas in Pune do you cater to? Are there any specific areas, or it can be anywhere since the orders are coming in bulk and it's a one
See,
day, you know?
right now I stay in Baner.
Mhm.
When I started, I was staying in New Sangvi, which is very place very close to Pune city. It is about 20 minutes drive from Pune city. So I used to stay in Sangvi, and I used to cater to people from Sangvi. From there's a place called Aund over there, Aund,
Right,
Baner, and there is a place called Sakal Nagar, and these are the
right,
areas that I cater to. Then Aund Road, there's one place. So
right.
near within the distance of about 5 kilometers, not more
Okay.
than that. Because
So,
the reason was I was making it myself and I was delivering it.
mhm,
So I could not travel so much, because then the distance becomes too much, and the time taken to cover that distance is also quite a lot because in Pune there's so much
absolutely,
of
yeah.
traffic. Yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
so that
So I
that's
would like
these,
to
yeah.
remind our viewers, whoever's watching us from Pune, if you are in these areas, you can just contact Vijaya and for your next order. Now,
Thank you.
coming back to this discussion, right? So, when you're preparing food in bulk for a party, for a get together, whatever the event may be, uh, what is the kind of planning that goes into making food for that particular day? I'm sure there's a lot of pre planning which is required, right? So, what is the kind of planning?
Right. As I said earlier, that when I started my business catering to senior citizens, right?
Okay,
So eventually, what happened was I was getting orders from senior citizens itself because
right,
they are the ones who suffer the most. because
Mm-hmm.
they have some health issues.
Yeah.
Then there is nobody who can actually give them, the hotels can't give them specific foods,
Yes.
and they really
Yeah.
don't enjoy it. So my uh, niche over there became senior citizens.
Okay.
So then there's a lot of planning over there, because over there I have to take care of their health issues. I have to, first of all, when I cater to a particular family or particular group of people, I need to find out that what is the age group that I'm catering to. Okay,
Yeah.
it is mostly between 60 to 80 years. Okay.
Okay.
And
Wow.
there I need to find out the health issues. I need to find out the oils that I have to use. Then I
Mm-hmm.
need to find out if anybody is diabetic. Secondly, if
Right.
the any BP issues. So all this has to be goes into consideration. And once I have decided, okay, these are the things that I have, then we decide on the menu. So menu
Mm-hmm.
also has to be something not very oily, not
Right.
fried.
Right.
So then I said, okay, let me finalize some kind of a menu. So this is where the menu part came into existence. So what is it that I can do which will help them, and they will also like it
Mm-hmm.
and they will enjoy it. So I
Right.
started giving them. The first order that I got was for dahi vadas, because that is
Okay.
something people started liking it, because they also some people also had dental problem. So
Okay.
chewing was also a problem. They could not chew
Wow.
very high. So
Right.
one day I made dahi vada for a family, and
Mm-hmm.
they really enjoyed it. They
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed it, and that dahi vada became one of my favorite dishes among my people whom I cater to. Then
Okay.
second
Wow.
was veg biryani. So for
Mm.
making veg biryani, I was not an expert. I used to make veg biryani for my family, and it
Right.
was my son used to always say that, Mama, this is not veg biryani, this is a pulao. So don't call it as a veg biryani or anything like that. So I said no, I have to expertise in this, so I need to
Right.
find out make veg biryani and all that. So I actually started making veg biryani, and people started loving, enjoying it. So one of
Right.
my friend's husband, he suggested that along with veg biryani, why don't you serve salan, which is a
Right.
typical Hyderabadi dish, which goes along with biryani. So I
Biryani.
started
Yeah.
serving salan over there. So to make all these dishes, I need to find out the kind of rice that I'll be using. I
Mm-hmm.
need to find out where I'll be procuring this rice, because you'll get variety of rice everywhere. Biryani rice you'll get
Absolutely.
everywhere. But will that
Absolutely.
rice, fulfill the uh, taste that you are actually looking for a biryani? So
Right.
that is what I need to plan, and where I'll have to find vendors who can give me good rice at a cheaper rate. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
go and buy very expensive rice, because obviously then my profitability also goes down.
Mm.
So all that has to be taken into consideration. So all this planning
Right.
goes over there,
Right.
and then okay, if I have to deliver this in the evening. Then what time I have to start preparing it? So when I serve
Absolutely. Yeah.
serve it to them, it has to be pepping hot. So when it
Right.
go as soon as I deliver it, it has to be a time when they will be having dinner. No point in serving it. Delivering it at 6 o'clock and they eating at 8:30, because obviously it's become cold.
Absolutely.
So all that
Right.
I plan. Then I have to also, as I said earlier, that I have to take into consideration that when I am delivering it, what is the time I'll be delivering it. So suppose I have to, they say that 8 o'clock you please deliver it at our place, because normally we'll have dinner at around between 8:15 and 8:30. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to leave my house at 7 o'clock, because there have been times when I've got stuck in the traffic.
Right.
So there are traffic jams. All this, goes into my planning. Okay, I have to start
Wow.
early. I
Yeah.
have to reach on time. I cannot, make them wait over there, because
Yeah.
some of them are inviting guests at their place. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously the guests are also waiting over there. So I cannot make them
Correct.
wait like that. So all this goes into planning. Then who will be able to help me? Suppose it is the number of people is more than 10, more than
Mm.
15. Then obviously I have to take help from somebody. So over there,
Right.
uh, that time, will I get any maid's help, or do I have to get help from my own family?
Yeah.
So that is where my
Absolutely.
mother comes to help me. My mother-in-law is there. My son will help me in buying things. So
Wow.
we all
Okay.
work as a family. So that's
Right.
the thing. Yeah. So this is
Uh,
part of planning. So
that's a
Vijay's
lot of
Homely
planning
Food
goes
is,
into it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
And since the brand itself is Viji's homely food, it has to be more. Has to have that homely touch, you know. So
absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
yeah,
And in terms of the kitchen setup, right?
yeah,
Since you are preparing food, even you've prepared food for 120 people,
correct.
is there any specific, special kinds of equipment, special kinds of vessels that you need for cooking? At least in the early days, what were the settings you had to change or modify a little in the kitchen also?
Correct. I did not have to make any changes in the kitchen as such, but when it
Okay.
comes to equipments, I had to when I have to make idlis for 120 people, then obviously I did not have that kind of idli stand or the idli maker to make 120 people, 20
Right.
rather 240 idlis. So obviously I had to hire the idli maker from somebody.
Okay.
So I had to
Okay.
find a vendor who would, you know, keep such kind of vessels, and where I can hire it regularly. Then
Okay.
there are times when I have made poha for 120 people, because this senior citizen thing has become a monthly affair for me. So I
Okay.
had to, every month there was different menu. So I had to hire big vessels from this vendor. So I fixed this vendor that okay, I will be hiring things from you. So I will let you know one day in advance so that you can keep it ready for me. So
Right.
that is something which at that point of time I did not have these vessels, but slowly and steadily I started buying things, you know, as and when I means I had that money and that kind of a requirement. I bought a gas where I can cook for about 100 plus people. Then
Wow.
a
Okay.
gas stove, sorry. And
Yeah.
then I also bought big handis where I can
Hmm.
cook for
Yeah.
more than 40, 50 people. So I
Right.
started doing that, you know, eventually. But there was no change in kitchen setup as such. There was only
Right.
buying things, buying, yeah,
So you
because
had to buy
here
larger vessels.
larger vessels, correct,
Yeah.
correct, and serving tea. I had to, you know, buy something which would carry tea of for 100 people. So big canister where I can
Mm-hmm.
take that along with me. So things like that. Then also I had to fix up a vendor who can, you know, give me paper cups, paper plates. Then
Yeah.
also packed food, because there was a time when I have even given packed food, like a thali, sort of a lunch thing, and I
Right.
had to find vendors for all this. So I have fixed all these vendors, so I can now I'm able to buy things from them, and they
All
give me
right.
at a cheaper rate because I've told them this is my business and I'm not using it for my own personal use or anything like that. So
Correct.
they understood.
And
So
it's a
that's how I have.
recurring requirement, right? You'll keep getting orders, so you'll need these going forward also on a recurring
Correct,
basis.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yes, yes.
So before we move on, I would just like to mention to our viewers that if you have any questions for Vijaya, you can put them down in the comments and we'll take it up at the end of the session. Now, so Vijay, this was about where you I think for the major part of Vijaya's homely food, you have been into catering, right? But
Yes,
since March, when the lockdown began, how did the demand change for you for your particular business?
correct. Earlier, as I said, I was getting to bigger orders, party orders, and birthday parties and things like that. Everything changed after the lockdown,
Mhm.
and I realized that, you know, there will be no parties anymore. The restaurants will be closed. There will be
Right.
no small these thelas or dhabas which will be open. And as I said earlier, I was catering to senior citizens, and
Yeah.
they are the ones who suffer the most. So for a day, I just thought that how am I going to help them? And then they did not have their maids coming in
Yeah.
because of the lockdown. Then there was also these bachelors who were
Mhm.
away from their homes, and they were relying on the maids to cook food for them.
Mm.
There were students who were also relying on these monthly mess, where they used to subscribe, and I mean they used to pay monthly and they used to go and have food over there. So all
Right.
this came to a standstill, and this was a big concern. So I gave it a thought, and I said, okay, now I no more party orders, no more bulk orders.
Mhm.
So I have to start with tiffins. So
Wow.
this lady who introduced me to the senior citizen group, I spoke to her husband, And initially I just told him that I will make chapatis and one vegetable, and I will pack it in all these aluminum foils or these disposable containers, and I will
Okay.
start delivering it to them. So he was very happy. He said, wow, that's a great initiative, so you should be doing it, and why don't you make draft a small message and I'll circulate it among the group, so
That's
people
so
will
nice.
come to know
Yeah.
that there is somebody who will be able to who is going to help you. And since most of them know you, so they will be more than happy that they get the food from you.
Right.
So that's how I ventured into tiffins. Initially, I did not have any plans of starting with
Hmm.
tiffins, but now
Right.
because of the lockdown, I've got into making tiffins every day. And it is the senior citizens, the bachelors, ladies who are working from home who also have a family to look after. They are
Yeah.
suffering the most because they have their regular jobs, so
Yeah.
they don't know how to. They're actually juggling between their job, their family, and preparing food for their family. So I said
Correct.
initially, even I don't have any help as such because my were not coming in anymore. So initially, to start with, I started with just lunch, and
Hmm.
I started giving them just four items. That is one dal, a rice, one sabji, and roti. And it
Okay.
was, I used to serve them fresh and homemade and delivered in nice packaging. So they were very happy. But in the meantime, what happened was everything had to close down, and they asked me to even stop the delivery.
Okay.
So now it was a big challenge for me. What will I
Right.
do? Because these people are going to suffer. Because there was somebody who was having a dental issue,
Hmm.
and that lady was not able to make her own food.
Hmm.
And she said, I need mashed food. So who can give me mashed food? It was her maid who used to come and do it for her, but now she's not coming anymore. So who will make this? So in this tiffin thing, I used to make special food for her, and she was very happy with that. So every day morning she used
Right.
to call me, okay. And the worst part was she was able to eat only one vegetable, that is dudi, and nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Other than that, she was not able to eat anything because that her system was such that she was not able to digest any other vegetable. So
Right.
that was also another challenge. So I had to prepare food, special food for her. So I was doing that. Then there was another gentleman who had dental problem, and
Hmm.
he also started telling me that, okay, I need mashed food. So he said, you can
Right.
prepare food for me and my wife, and I will put it in a mixer and eat. I used to really feel bad for him, that how can you put a bindi bhaji, for example, in a mixer and eat?
Right.
So I used to make something special for him, and I used to give him. I even made dahi vadas for him, and he
Right.
just called me one day and he said, Vijay, these are the best dahi vadas that I've ever eaten, because dahi vadas normally are so hard that I can't chew because I have
Right.
dental problem. So I want you to serve dahi vadas till the time I'm alive. And unfortunately, he passed away. And that was one
Ah.
very sad thing that happened during this time. But he was
Yeah.
one you can say that who has actually given me a lot of popularity among the senior citizen group.
Mm.
So that's how things changed for me, and now I'm into tiffin business, and people
Right.
are really enjoying it. Especially these bachelors who are, if the maid did not come earlier, they used to buy food from the hotels. But now even
Hmm.
the hotel, it is. I mean, they're scared to buy food from the hotels. So that is how
That's
things have
true.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, since you've been on both sides, you've been on the catering side of things, you've been on the tiffin side of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the top few differences between the two?
Uh, See, each one has their own advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons.
Yeah.
Bulk orders has had its own pros and cons, but now, I mean, bulk orders is a story of past, because we don't know till how long this corona will be in over here,
That's true. Yeah.
and we don't know, like, whether we'll be having any get-togethers or any gatherings or anything like that. So we don't know whether I'll get orders for bulk orders or party orders
Right.
for that, or birthday party orders. So I enjoyed that at that point of time, but I'm enjoying the tiffin business also, because here
Hmm.
uh, I have to decide the menu much in advance, because right now even the markets are closed, and getting vegetables was a big challenge for me. So I could not,
Okay.
there were times when I had to only serve aloo, different types of aloo every day, because there was no other vegetable available. But they were still
Right.
enjoying it, because they were saying that okay, हमको घर का खाना मिल रहा है and हमको
Right.
गरम खाना मिल रहा है. So then what I used to do is, since I was giving them dal, so then I used to change the dal variety over there. Sometimes I used to give them
Right.
sprout, sometimes I used to give them just plain dal, or some different types of dal. So that was a big thing. So of course, as I said, tiffin business has its own beauty, and bulk orders has its own beauty, because in bulk orders I used to cater to. I mean, there was a time when it was my friend's birthday party, friend's son's birthday, and she just happened to mention to me that it is my son's birthday, and he wants pizza and pasta for his birthday,
Okay.
for the party. And I actually went to her house and made pizzas and pastas.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody enjoyed. There were about 40 plus people. I was alone, and of course, she also helped me, and her family helped me. But I did not have any helping hand at that point of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed that also, and I'm enjoying the tiffin business also, because tiffins is
Right.
everyday affair.
Right.
Every day I have to think, okay, and I cannot repeat that same vegetable every day, because now since there is
Absolutely. Yeah.
slowly everything is opening up, and vegetables are available, so I have to plan it accordingly. So
Right.
that is it. So I'm
Okay.
enjoying both. Yeah.
So, but then obviously, so on a weekly basis, of course, tiffins you are doing every day. In
Correct.
terms of your time, uh,
Mhm.
how often did you have orders in a week when with bulk orders and tiffins? I'm sure it's every day.
Correct. Bulk orders I used to just have mostly on weekends. During
Okay.
the weekdays, maybe twice or thrice, not more than that. So I used to
Okay.
get some rest over there. Okay, not every day I have orders. So I had time to even plan, to buy things,
Right.
to all everything on my own. That time I did not
Mhm.
have to rely on anybody, or like my
Right.
son, who now helps me in buying stuff. But
Right.
with difference, it is a everyday affair. Every day I have to wake up early morning, make breakfast for
Yeah.
people who buy breakfast from me. So they are working professionals. So they buy breakfast from me. There are senior citizens who have health challenges like diabetes, and they say,
Right.
okay, हमको breakfast 8:30 के अंदर चाहिए. So I have to think about all that, and I have to plan it in advance. Okay, this is the item that I'm going to make for breakfast tomorrow, or
Right.
this week. So there are times when I send them a menu also, that these are the items which I'll be making this week. And
Right.
when it comes to lunch also I cannot repeat the same vegetable again, because then they will not like it. अगर गवार का भाजी
Mm-hmm.
आज दिया, बोलेंगे वापस गवार दिया, तो they will not like it. So
That's true. Yeah.
I have to plan it accordingly. I cannot repeat the same vegetable. I cannot repeat the same menu for breakfast. So there's a lot of planning when it comes to tiffin.
Right. And considering that in terms of your time also, now you're occupied every day from morning
Mm,
to evening until your dinner orders are delivered, right?
correct.
How have you been managing to keep a tab of your orders, payments, upcoming orders, all of that? Like, how have you been doing the planning now since the lockdown?
Earlier, everything was manual. I used to write down my daily orders, or weekly orders, whatever it was. I used
Mm.
to write
Mhm.
down diaries, those dates, the menu along
Right.
with the pricing and everything. I used to write it down. Then I used to enter that same thing in the Excel, because then I need
Okay.
to know that what
Interesting.
are the amounts that I have to spend, and what are the things that I need to do over there.
Right.
And but since lockdown, I started with tiffins, and um, writing down tiffin deliveries and the menu became very tedious every
Hmm.
day, because whole day I'm so busy with my work that I don't have time to write. And
Right.
then I'm looking for something which will be easier for me to manage, and looking for some apps and all that, because now everything is on the smartphone. So I was
Yeah.
looking for something, and then I was just on Facebook one day, and I came across your app called Chef Buddy, and I said, okay, let me see what this is. And I just went through it, downloaded the app, and I really liked it, because over there I could add my buyers,
Yeah.
I could add the items that I supply, and I could just enter the daily orders on the app itself.
Right.
I can even send them the special menu which I can make on weekends, because there are days when on weekends I don't have tiffins. So I can
Mm-hmm.
make some special menu and send it to them. So life became easier with that. And then sending them earlier, it was like, I used to send them, some of them I used to send Excel sheets, some of them I used to just send a message that, okay, this is the amount you need to pay me.
Yeah.
It was very, very tedious, because some of them did not have the smartphone also. So I had to call
Mm-hmm.
them, okay uncle, this is the amount that you need to pay me for last week. But now I can just send all these payment details also through WhatsApp. So
Mm-hmm.
Chef Buddy has been very helpful for me, and I'm really enjoying it, because it is just 2-3 clicks and I'm done. I don't have to sit and write everything or manage my
Right.
entire order for the day. So that is
Right.
it. Yeah,
That's lovely to know. That's very encouraging for us to know that it's helping you so well in your day-to-day operations.
correct.
And yeah,
And moreover, it is a free app. So
yes, it is.
right now
Yeah.
you're not charging us anything. So
Yeah.
it is. I'm enjoying it. Probably you might, but then I'm still okay with that. If it
And
is making
these
my life
features.
easier, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, moving on, right? So, just to wrap up this discussion, my next question is actually something that one of our viewers has also asked, Minakshi. That now
Hmm.
that you've seen both sides, catering as well as tiffins, right? So, what
Correct.
is the advice that you would like to give to people who are wanting to start their own food business?
Correct. See, I from the time I've started this particular business, I end of the day, what matters is that you want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And during the lockdown, as I said that I have charged very minimum amount to people, but I realized that end of the day, I want to make money in this business, any business for that
Right.
matter.
Yeah.
So what advice I would like to give to Minakshi is, or anybody who's aspiring to get into food business, is that you have to maintain your quality. If you are giving
Right.
quality food, people will always want to buy food from you. And secondly, you should not never compromise on your quality by buying cheaper ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
because there you will sound penny wise pound foolish. In the bargain, you might end up losing a clientele and losing your identity. So I would say that
Absolutely.
quality and quantity is the key over here. If you are giving that, people are very
Truly.
happy, because finally they say that way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Same applies to women and to children and to senior citizens also. So if you're giving
Right.
them that, they're very happy. So,
Right.
and second thing is consistency. Consistency is the key over here. There, you might get feedback from people that saying that आज दाल में नमक ज्यादा हो गया या नमक कम हो गया, आज दाल थोड़ी spicy थी. Each one have different tastes over there. So you have to make sure that you are consistent with your taste.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will not buy your food. People will say that consistency नहीं है. Why should I buy from her? ये तो इसका
Correct.
तो taste हर change होता है. So that is something, and you should not lose your control. If you receive a feedback, a negative feedback over there, you should not lose your control. That is something I have
Absolutely.
learned over a period of time, because in the bargain you are harming your own self and you're harming your business.
That's
So
true.
these are the
Yeah.
two things that I would like to tell people, that whoever, and there is tremendous hard work in
Yeah.
food business. You might not, there might be a day you might not have anybody to help you, and
Mm-hmm.
you have taken a bigger order where you are catering to 10 to 15 people in tiffin business. You have to make chapatis, you have to make dal, you have to make rice and sabzi, you have to do your own chopping. So you are totally bogged down with so much of work. So I
Yeah.
realized during this lockdown, I have done everything. I
Mm.
have made chapatis, 100 chapatis in a day, and still
Wow.
I enjoyed it. So one has to have a passion to do this.
Right.
If you just start it as a business, don't know whether you'll succeed or not. But if you have a passion, you will do it. So that is
Right.
all I would like to advise
So
people.
I think that's a wonderful piece of advice. So firstly, you should be consistent with quality because that's what matters at the end of the day. If you maintain quality, the customers will come back to you. And
Correct.
feedback, positive, negative feedback should also be taken in stride, and you should not get bothered by it, rather learn from it, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
I think this is going to be very valuable for people who are wanting to start something in the food business, right? Uh,
Correct.
so now moving on. So these are all the questions that I had for you, and we've been getting some wonderful comments. Some people, so
Thank
Siddhi
you.
says that she's ordered from you a number of times and she absolutely loves the food.
Thank you, Siddhi.
And yeah, so, and Asha says, thank you for your concern about senior citizens. So you're getting a lot of fan base here.
Thank you. Thank you, Asha.
Now, moving on to
Well,
the
Asha
next.
has been
Yes,
instrumental in helping me in this business. So she knows what kind of work goes in when it comes to senior citizens.
right,
So thank you, Asha.
right. And Asha, another Asha says that your journey is so inspiring. You adapt to situations no matter how tough it gets. Good luck for your future endeavors.
Thank
So you're
you.
getting
Thank you.
some wonderful comments right there.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you, everyone.
moving on to the next segment, which is the Jhatpat rapid fire round that we do with all our chefs here, which I'm going to ask you 5 questions and you have to answer them as quickly as possible.
All right.
We'll
I'll try
begin.
to. Sure.
All right. All right. So, what is the one thing that we'll always find in your fridge?
Pasta. Boiled pasta.
Oh, wow. And what is the first dish that you learned to cook?
Idlis. Soft idlis.
Soft idlis.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, what's your preference, batata vada or medu vada?
I like both, but I would prefer medu vada because it is versatile. I can make a dahi vada out of it. I can make a vada sambar out of it. So it is a
That's
versatile
very interesting.
vada.
Oh,
Yes.
very interesting. Now, what's your favorite comfort food?
I like pasta.
Pasta, I think. Yeah. And last question, what would you prefer? Hot pakoras on a winter evening or kulfi faluda on a summer afternoon?
Hot pakoras. I'm not a kulfi person.
All right. I think you were great in your rapid fire and
Thank
you
you.
answered all the questions very quickly, very jhatpat.
Thank you.
Now, so now we move on to the last segment, which is where we take questions from the audience. We have a couple of questions for you actually. Just give
Sure.
me a second. I'm just checking the questions for you.
Yeah.
So, Asha here asks us, what is the difference between corporate work and food business?
Corporate work, there's too much of stress, I feel. And you are working day in and day out. You carry the stress to your family also.
Wow.
And in food
Okay.
business, your family is involved and you are cooking for the family as well. So your family also enjoys the food that you make and your family supports you. In corporate world, don't know whether your family will support you or not. So
Right.
I enjoyed both, and my family supported me in both my endeavors. And right now, my husband, as I said, is into corporate, but he helps me over on weekends. So in the
Okay.
corporate world, however stressed you are, nobody will be able to help you from your family, neither from your friends. You have to handle all the
Right.
work pressure.
Right. I think that answers Asha's question. Now, Ankita asks, what kind of occasions do you cater to and what is the maximum number of people? Is there a limit that number of people that you cater to? And
As I
what kind of
said, that I have
occasions?
catered to up to 120 people, but
Right.
there have been occasions like a wedding in a family, and
Mm-hmm.
there are about 40-50 people at home who have guests at home, and there is somebody who's asked me, okay, will you be able to cater to my guests while
Right.
we are preparing for the wedding day, and I have catered to them. So it varies from 5 people to 100 people. So there is no
Wow.
limit as such. So I can cater
Okay.
to any number of people.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, just one question I would like to add here. So, these even when you were into catering, was the menu decided by you, or was it requested by the customer, by whoever's party it was?
See, when it comes to occasions like, maybe a puja in the house or a wedding party, normally suggest to them what I can make, because my mother makes lovely puran polis, and
Yeah,
she makes this shira, which is a very Maharashtrian dish, which is called as prasadata shira. And
right.
she is amazing. The prasadata shira is very tasty, and the puran
Okay.
polis are just mind blowing. So I offer them these options, that okay, this is the option. Then we work around what are the other things that we can give along with that. There
Right.
are times when people suggest me, okay, I just want dahi vada. We have a party at home,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm making the ragda patties at home. So can you give me dahi vada, because your dahi vadas are amazing. So I
Right.
cater to that. And then when it comes to tiffins, I have to decide the menu, because obviously they
Right.
can't decide the menu. But then I do ask people that are they okay to give, if I provide non-veg one of the days, is it okay with them? Are they vegetarians, non-vegetarians, whatever? Some like the
Mm-hmm.
paneer that I make. So somebody even suggested to me that okay, is it okay for you to give paneer one of the days? So there are
Right.
people who give me suggestions. I take it up and I work on that also. So it
Okay.
works both ways. Sometimes they suggest me the menu, or sometimes I suggest I'm good at. So it
All
helps
right.
both ways. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. So, and with this, we come to the end of all our questions and our audience questions. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Vijay, for taking
Thank you
out the
so
time
much.
today to talk to us. And we wish you
Thank
all the
you.
best for all your future endeavors. And
Thank you so much,
to all
Ankita.
the viewers, I would just like to say that this is a weekly series, and we'll be back next Friday with another chef with another story. And don't forget to like our Facebook page for all the updates about Chef Buddy, about this series itself. And have a wonderful weekend, you all. Good night. Take care.
Thank you, Kritika. Thank you. Good night.